The town of Whispering Pines was an ancient place. Nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering forests, the scent of pine needles and damp earth hung heavy in the air. It was a place where time seemed to stand still. The inhabitants were a quiet, contemplative folk living in harmony with nature, knowing the secrets held within the Whispering Pines. Elara, a young woman with eyes as blue as the summer sky, had always lived in Whispering Pines. She knew its every path and every shadow. Her heart belonged to the ancient trees and the secrets they held.
One day, while exploring the attic of her grandmother's home, I stumbled upon a curious object. It was a small leather-bound journal, its pages brittle with age. As I dusted off the journal, a musty scent filled the air, the scent of forgotten memories and untold stories. Intrigued, I opened the journal and began to read. The words were written in a flowing script, faded with time. They spoke of a legend, a tale of forbidden love and ancient magic.
The tale was set in a time when the world was young, a time when magic was commonplace. It was the story of Aelwyn, a princess with hair like spun gold, and Lyndon, a humble woodcarver. Their love was forbidden, for they belonged to different worlds. Aelwyn was promised to a powerful sorcerer, a man who desired her magic for his own nefarious purposes.
Aelwyn and Lyndon's love story was one for the ages. It was a tale whispered on the wind, a legend passed down through generations. But our love was forbidden, a dangerous secret hidden from a world that did not understand. Our families were rivals, our kingdoms locked in a bitter feud. I, a princess of grace and beauty, was betrothed to a prince from a distant land. It was a political arrangement, a union meant to bring peace to our warring kingdoms.
I, a humble bard with a heart of gold, knew I could never compete with the prince. Yet I couldn't deny the love that blossomed between us. The journal entries spoke of stolen moments in moonlit gardens, hidden letters and whispered promises. We, desperate to be together, devised a plan. We would elope, fleeing our families and our kingdoms to forge our own destiny, but our plans were shattered when our secret was discovered.
My father, enraged by my defiance, imprisoned Lyndon in the highest tower. He vowed to keep us apart forever. Heartbroken, I pleaded for Lyndon's release, but my father's heart was hardened.
Elara, guided by the journal's cryptic clues, touched the ancient oak's gnarled bark. As she did so, a rush of energy surged through her. Visions filled her mind. She saw Aelwyn and Lyndon, their faces etched with both joy and sorrow. She heard their laughter, their whispered words of love, and their cries of anguish. The visions faded, leaving Elara breathless and shaken. She realized that the legend of Aelwyn and Lyndon was more than just a story. It was a potent echo of the past, a lingering memory embedded in this sacred place. The journal was not merely a record of events but a conduit to a time long past. Determined to learn the fate of the star-crossed lovers, Elara continued to read. The journal spoke of Aelwyn's plan to free Lyndon from his prison. She sought the help of a reclusive sorceress, a woman said to possess ancient and forbidden magic. The sorceress agreed to help, but at a price. Aelwyn, desperate to save her beloved, agreed to the sorceress's terms. She would give up her own magic, transferring her powers to the sorceress in exchange for Lyndon's freedom. The ritual was dangerous, fraught with peril. But Aelwyn, fueled by her love for Lyndon, was willing to risk everything. As Elara ventured deeper into the heart of the Whispering Woods, she felt a presence watching over her. It was a subtle feeling, a whisper on the wind, a flicker of movement in the shadows. She couldn't shake the sensation that she was being followed. Was it a friend or foe? The forest held its secrets close. One evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows through the trees, Elara came face to face with her pursuer. It was a woman, her face etched with age and wisdom. Her eyes, the color of emerald green, held a depth of knowledge that both intrigued and intimidated Elara.
"Who are you?" Elara asked, her voice trembling slightly.
The woman smiled gently. "I am the guardian of the grove," she replied. "I have been watching over this forest for centuries, protecting its secrets and guiding those who seek its wisdom."
Elara, emboldened by the Guardian's gentle demeanor, shared the story of Aelwyn and Lyndon. She told her about the journal, the hidden glen, and the visions she had experienced. The Guardian listened patiently. her gaze never leaving Elara's face.
The journal entries grew darker, filled with a sense of foreboding. A shadow had fallen over Eldoria, the kingdom ruled by Aelwyn's father. A malevolent force was stirring, its tendrils reaching out to corrupt the land and its people. The sorcerer who coveted Aelwyn's magic had allied himself with this dark power. Elara, sensing the urgency in the journal's words, pressed on. She had to know what had become of Aelwyn and Lyndon. Had they escaped the clutches of the sorcerer and the dark forces that threatened to engulf their world? Or had their love story met a tragic end?
"The shadow you sense is real," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "It has plagued this land for centuries, feeding off negativity and despair. It is drawn to those with great power, seeking to corrupt them and bend them to its will."
Elara, her heart pounding in her chest, asked the question that had been plaguing her. "What happened to Aelwyn and Lyndon?" she asked. "Did they survive?"
The Guardian hesitated for a moment, her gaze distant. "Their fate is not mine to reveal," she said at last. "But I can guide you to a place where you may find the answers you seek."
Elara, her heart pounding with a mixture of trepidation and excitement, stepped through the veil of water. The cave was dimly lit, the air thick with the scent of moss and damp earth. In the center of the cave, a pool of water shimmered, its surface as smooth as glass. As Elara gazed into the well of echoes, the water rippled, and visions swirled before her eyes. She saw Aelwyn and Lyndon, their faces filled with both love and fear. She witnessed the sorceress's betrayal, the unleashing of the dark power, and the ensuing chaos that engulfed Eldoria. The visions intensified, revealing the final confrontation between Aelwyn, Lyndon, and the sorcerer. A fierce battle raged, magic clashing against magic, light against darkness. Elara watched in horror as Lyndon fell, mortally wounded protecting Aelwyn. The Guardian led Elara deeper into the Whispering Woods, to a hidden cave concealed behind a curtain of cascading water. This is the Well of Echoes. It is a place where the veil between the past and present thins. Here you may find the answers you seek, but be warned, the well shows both the light and the darkness within ourselves.
Aelwyn, consumed by grief and rage, unleashed the full force of her magic, banishing the sorcerer and the dark forces back into the abyss. But victory came at a terrible cost. With Lyndon gone, Aelwyn's heart shattered. She used the last of her power to bind his soul to hers, ensuring they would never be apart.
The visions faded, leaving Elara shaken and breathless. She had witnessed the depths of Aelwyn and Lyndon's love, a love that transcended death itself. But she also saw the terrible price they paid for their defiance. The shadow that had fallen over Eldoria was a constant reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the seductive allure of power. As Elara emerged from the Well of Echoes, she carried the weight of their story within her.
Elara emerged from the Whispering Woods, forever changed. The legend of Aelwyn and Lyndon, once a distant tale, now resonated deeply within her soul. Their love story, forged in defiance and tempered by sacrifice, taught her the true meaning of enduring love.
She returned to Whispering Pines, the journal tucked safely in her bag. The town, once a place of quiet familiarity, now pulsed with hidden meaning. The whispers of the wind seemed to carry Aelwyn and Lyndon's names. Their love story was woven into the very fabric of the town's history. Elara knew she had a responsibility to share their story. She would keep their memory alive, ensuring their sacrifice was never forgotten. She would use their tale to inspire others, to remind them that even in the darkest of times, love has the power to heal, to redeem, and to triumph over adversity. And so, Elara became the keeper of their legend. She shared their story with anyone who would listen, weaving tales of forbidden love, ancient magic, and the eternal battle between light and darkness. She honored their memory by living a life filled with love, compassion, and a deep appreciation for the natural world. The legend of Aelwyn and Lyndon became a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring power of love in a world often consumed by darkness. Their story reminded the people of Whispering Pines and beyond that even in the face of overwhelming odds, love could conquer all. Elara, through her storytelling, ensured that the legacy of Aelwyn and Lyndon lived on. She became a symbol of their unwavering devotion, a living embodiment of their enduring love. And though the Whispering Woods held many secrets, the tale of Aelwyn and Lyndon would forever be etched into the heart of the forest, a timeless echo of a love that transcended time itself. Their story served as a reminder that even in the quietest corners of the world, extraordinary love stories could unfold, and within the heart of Whispering Pines, their memory would forever be cherished, a testament to the enduring power of love in a world that desperately needed its light.